When's the coin flip app launching? Was going to be mid
23,
August. Is that
21st, I hope.
21st? Yeah, yeah.
So, I
So
mean,
I mean,
if we had more in terms of technical resource, I would maybe noodle that around a bit and make it so that the coin trailer is released and the competition unlocks at a point in choosing whenever we want.
was
And
going to
then
be
we
mid
PR
August.
the
Is that
competition rather than PRing the coin
21st?
trailer.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah.
not going to be able to do it because I think we're just too behind and it's too risky to put to do that, which has been a shame, really. So I think, yeah, I put the coin trailer out. I'm writing an article about sort of bouncing from the Dice Man book to
Yeah.
what we're doing. I'll try and document a whole day of my life using the coin trailer app. If I could think of somebody who would do it, who's younger, got a different audience, and who's funnier than I am, that would also be good.
Well, this is where ideally we'd be tapped into some young and trendy TikToker, yeah, an influencer to do this kind of thing. That's maybe I don't know, just it's getting someone else to be doing it that's disconnected from this and can just be using the app.
I mean,
And
maybe a TikTok advertising campaign around the competition might be quite good, and just pitch it to Star Wars fans. It's pretty simple, straightforward thing. Like we try but I don't. TikTok I find really hard to use. I don't know if you're on it.
Well, we do, but we're not the target audience, are we?
No.
Unfortunately, and it's a horrible thing to think, but it's like anything, isn't it? If you're finding it difficult to use or doesn't make particular sense, it's not really aimed at you.
Indeed. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean that would be one idea. I mean, just purely comes to me now. It's like an advertising campaign around the competition on TikTok. Because I wanted to do a trailer, but I just haven't got the resources. I mean, I could possibly do it myself, but I'm the wrong person to be in the video.
Yeah.
Where on the coin trailer, you have a screen record of somebody putting into the app, will I go and jump in the lake? And you spin it, it says you will go and jump in the lake. One of those characters starts talking, you put the phone down, but then you cut to the phone, put the phone down, in the distance there's the lake, and there's me kind of walking and like that would be ace. I might see if I can find somebody to do it, but I don't know who to do that. Some health and safety issues there as well, but I'm not going to worry too much.
Just getting to sign a big fat disclaimer at the start is fine.
Yeah.
So just to, when the coin trailer app launches on the 21st, how are we pushing it out? What will, because we're not far off, and if you've got 10 days away.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pinch as it is, but I think it would be press release and pushing out through friends and family as much as possible. We do have the competition built into it at the moment, which again is a bit nail biting because I did some sort of tweets last Wednesday around like a competition featuring Neil Bell from Star Wars and/or signed postcards. Didn't get much response really, but I guess it's how it's pitched. Keep pushing, like Neil Bell, Star Wars, Nobuyoshi Sato, Tekken, Drakengard. It all pushes it forwards.
Yeah. But it's just, but then it's another bit of collateral that's should be helping us drive up some of the numbers.
We could also try local press.
Yeah.
Which I tried a little bit with like BBC, Manchester Evening News, Guardian and stuff when I did the first PR with Neil. but there wasn't really anything to look at or play. It was like an announcement really to set that reality, and it did the job for that. So that's all fine. I didn't really think that anybody would cover it, but I tried in a couple of, because Neil's been in Emmerdale and Coronation Street, so there is always the local soap angle.
Yeah.
Um,
Sort of try things like Prolific North and that sort of, because just a bit of sort of industry press stuff.
I mean, maybe if you've got a short list of those kind of things, then as we get the next one together, I can get the contacts and at least get ready to share that out.
Yeah,
because it is an unusual thing. We do have celebrity attached, and it is quite an interesting.
Yeah,
idea.
I think a bit more targeted. I mean, like I say, we've got the advantage is that we've got games and telly on our side.
Yeah.
So I think traditional tech. It's just difficult. I mean, it might well be that certain publications are going to be more interested when we're gearing up for launch because they're more interested in covering actual live things, but I've got a list somewhere of TV trades and those sort of local press industry trades, like your Prolific Norths and your drums and all that kind of stuff. So I'll dig it out.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to do before I sort of break, I mean, my break may be quite diminished anyway by the time I actually take any time off. But my other plan is to sort of draw up a list of what media and destinations we're going to have, like the social stuff, like a landing page for Live by the Spin, where the blog post's going, how we're going to sort of support that. Trailers, like there's a few different ideas for trailers if I can get my shit together to get them done, or most of them.
Yeah.
So there are a few interesting things that might pique people's interest.
Yeah.
But I'm drawing up that list in the next couple of days, and then if we have a short list of people or kind of publications that might cover it because we're in the north, because we're local, TV, because of soap opera, games, at least we're kind of making our best efforts.
Yeah, and I definitely think getting some sort of email turnstile into the app so that if you want to enter the competition, you submit in your email through the app or wherever, because again, if we get 10 people or 400 people, like we've got them then, haven't we? And we've got them for every bit of the communications from as long as they've opted in, So I think whatever you can do to get people giving their email addresses.
The other thing, we had a lot of ideas for the app, and it's a bit difficult sometimes to rationalize what makes like the best experience, but we are probably going to have it so that the app launches and there are 6 characters in play, and then there's 3 that you can unlock either by paying 50p or entering the competition. I mean, we could have it that you also unlock them if you share it to social media, but the thing is just the technology required to make some of this shit happen. If only 100 people download the app, it becomes like we're totally killing ourselves on something nobody's going to use. It's really hard to know, and in a way we'd be better off to see if we can get people into the app and then kick bollocks scramble. If there's enough people using it, kick bollocks scramble to just implement that in.
Yeah.
Because you have to. I mean, I just figured that in the interest of simplicity, because if you ask people too many questions, they get confused. Like, so if the question is like, pay 50p to unlock these 3 characters or enter the competition, if they're interested, they would enter the competition, and that's a good.
Mm.
Those are good email addresses that we get because they're invested. Whereas
Totally.
somebody just
Yeah.
posting on social media, less.
No, yeah, 100%, 100% there.
It's just hard to make those calls. I mean, we're just like
Yeah,
every day there's like something like that where you just have to go.
which way or the other. But yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're sticking it, if you invest, if you enter in the competition, you're happy to stick your email address in. You know that you're opting into something at that point. Whereas if you just sharing something to social media on the off chance you might, win something, it doesn't have the same, weight, for an individual.
We're better off having a really great experience and only collecting people who are super interested in it.
Yeah.
That's that. We do need to find ways to go wider, but if like we start getting 1,000 downloads a day, then I'll be like saying to Joe, we have to do an update, like we have to just put email entry thing here or whatever. We'll just find a way to hack it in there. But for the moment, just trying to keep it as good as humanly possible, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. But interesting. It's good to sort of have somebody else to sort of bounce these issues around with, because you're asking all the questions that I will ignore myself.
Exactly. I'm just trying to find it. I've definitely got a list somewhere that I did of it's around. I'll have it somewhere. If not, I can knock it together. But I think we definitely try and play on the industry stuff in the meantime, and just get a bit of coverage there. Because at the end of the day, it's just about having the message out there in different forms, isn't it? Like just getting some sign-ups, some visibility. We're not yet in a position where we're selling a game to a consumer market. No, so anything we can do.
Indeed. But the other thing that I always overlook, and is part of the sort of PR and marketing, and once we've got the coin trailer out there and working, it's a good time to start, is like streamers. And I would like to do a really personal kind of approach and just keep working it every day, contact somebody new, have a really nice package of materials, target the people who are doing mobile or FMV or story games. I think that's a way that we can do it, and it's just slog, but you're just looking for people who might be interested in this type of material. And 1 in 10, if we approach enough, if we sort of target, then like 1 in 10 people might come back to us and cover it. And I think that's when it will get interesting. And I mean, having something out there that's working and is fun and unusual, like at the moment, nobody knows who the fuck we are. People might know Neil, but they don't know us. And the concept is so weird that it's pretty
nebulous. Yeah. Which is the sort of challenge, isn't it? Really, when you look back at it, we set ourselves quite a goal there, really. But the thing is about sort of raising some intrigue. So I wish there was a way of making more of the trailer release just on that whole intrigue kind of.
Well, maybe there is. We can always delay it, but I have to have deadlines for myself and for the team, because if it's just always slipping, then nobody gives a shit at that end. Or it's not that they don't give a shit, it's just that they're overworked and underpaid. As we all are.
Well, yeah.
The thing is, with no audience, it's very difficult to create a stir. And in a way, like the point of putting out an interactive trailer is to really show that we're a quality, that we've got some quality ideas and we can get shit ready and put it out, and you play it and you go, fucking hell, I've never done that before. And that's think about things in a whole new way. that's the point of the coin trailer, and that is when we can really start building our audience. I think, like, with nothing out there apart from a picture of Neil's head with 9 versions of Neil inside.
Doesn't say a lot.
Sorry?
No, it doesn't say a lot, does it?
No, it doesn't, and that was
And purposely, you know.
The intention was to be simple and basic.
Yeah,
and intrigueful. But when the coin trailer goes out, it's a different kettle of fish, I think. I hope, anyway. I hope I'm not being like completely naive in that. But I mean, having something that people can play all of a sudden is different to, oh, there's this guy who I recognize from Dead Man's Shoes who's going to be in a game, and I can't work out what it is. But
I suppose the other thing we need to consider is that when the coin trailer does go out, that it's clear that this isn't it. That this is what it is. It's a trailer of sorts for something that's coming down the line, and I mean the version of I just used the version that I got on the App Store to muck around with it, and
it's very out of date at this stage.
How much is it doing to sort of give you the sense that this is just giving you a very, very basic flavour of what's going on?
I'll show you. I'm pretty sure it will show on here, but it's not. We're doing a sort of bunch of different graphical styles that will go over the top of it. But so that's the app.
Yeah.
So question: will I shit myself? My favorite question. Every time.
No.
I will shit myself.
Well, shit myself.
But then, if you go like to here,
right, okay.
Saying, Clive is a good guy, but I will shit myself. Enter your original Live by the Spin thing competition. So this is slightly out of date. You've got a slightly different back end to it. And that's a bit long. This doesn't come at this place in it now. This comes right at the end. So basically, from that screen, instead of going to here, we go to entering the competition in they submit. I think this next screen's been replaced, although I quite like it. That's another trailer for Clive. Reiterate again, but it's. But then this is that concept of like there are 3 more characters you can buy, which happens earlier now. So it's definitely within the world, and we've also been thinking quite a lot about the story world of Clive and how does the coin trailer fit within the realm of Clive's life. In a way, it's similar to the Mirror, the game which is in his head.
Can I just raise one point before you go there, though, Chris? Sorry, just when we're in those stages of the app, when we get the mini montage of the characters, would it be too obvious at that point to have the overlay to say Clive's a good guy coming January 2024?
And it just raised one point before you go some of those screens.
Okay, just I couldn't see it.
If we neglect it, if we don't play it up enough, just say we'll do it. I mean, we do need to get the latest version. I think it's sensible for us to get the latest version with the competition stuff all sequenced, and then we'll share it to iOS. Do you have any Android devices at all?
I don't know. No, I'm literally just on iOS.
It's much easier to deliver an APK than for iOS. But hopefully, if Joe isn't off for too long, then this week. This week I want to get it into the app stores because we're pinging email addresses, data. We're pinging to Google Sheets for the competition. I want to get it into the app stores in order to see that our privacy policy is right and that we're not contravening any rules, like 2-3 weeks ahead of release. That's my sort of scheduled deadline.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a few days for those people to approve. So it's all good, I think. And most of those questions you're asking are in hand. But we still got some work to do this week, and with Joe being off, it's like not ideal at all.
Yeah. I suppose the other thing, so I'm just randomly thinking here, and again, these are just ideas, as we talk it through. So, what we talking about, perhaps in terms of wanting to use as a trailer for the trailer, a day in the life of Krish, powered by Live by the Spin. But is there a way of encouraging people to, I don't know what the incentive is, but encouraging people to live by the spin themselves and tell us their stories from a day of living by the spin?
Well, I thought that you could almost roll that into the competition and have the competition have more meaning, I think.
Yeah.
When we were talking about doing let me think.
Yeah.
When we were talking about doing TikTok advertising, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's how we could pitch it, is we could make, because I can just see it on TikTok. It's people using the app and then screen record, cut to real life and what it is they're doing.
Yeah,
it's not Ice Bucket Challenge. It's something a bit weirder, a bit more different. But I think there is a way of doing it, but we might want to think about some kind of scenarios that are good, or something like really super instructional to make it easy for people to do it themselves.
Yeah.
But then in what I'm saying, maybe there is a disconnect between the digital competition and actually doing that and recording it in real life.
Yeah.
And we only print it on the winners board if in fact, at the moment we're not going to have a winners board even. But their question comes into the app. Then that's the reward.
Yeah.
But I think, in a way, if people would start doing that, record the screen, like what it says to do. It's a lot of fun if you put something like really crazy in.
Yeah.
Then it says you will not. So then you're just like,
Sat there.
I think there's loads of stuff, but I think we almost have to be instructional in terms of showing people. Maybe I'll try a bit of that in terms of how I can mix stuff together. I'll have to try a bit on TikTok.
God, yeah.
Because I could record the screen, put my question in. Will I shit myself? You will shit yourself, and then there's a picture of me going, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just make it really stupid and really fun. That's how it's going to latch. That's how it's going to. That's how it's going to latch on. It's not going to be because it's like some kind of zeitgeisty kind of psychological thing that we understand or makes us understand ourselves better. It's like, will I shit myself? And everybody laughs. I guess.
I think stuff like that. I suppose you've just got, because that's what you want to see, really, is people getting into the app and it sort of having a very small influence on the day or not, and there's something potentially interesting in that, isn't there? That would get some, if we get pick up, would be interesting. If it doesn't. But again, it's one of those 50 things that we've tried.
But maybe, if I could pay my daughter and a bunch of her friends to do it and have that like screen record to real life, make it fucking funny, and we use the video. You get for every video. Just to have like 10 of those, so that if people cover it, they're covering that, like you say, that influence over somebody's day or life in a funny way. I think that's what we maybe. That could really tip the balance. Like,
and I think that has more authenticity than like if you or I try and do it. It's gonna look a bit forced like that shit.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I might do that just to
yeah,
demonstrate.
of course, yeah, yeah. But you know, I suppose they're the kind of things that we can try out without the social media guy. You know, what's
Yeah,
his still prevaricating about what he wants to do. Because
yeah,
ultimately, I just do feel that if we don't make something of the coin trailer, it sort of. I mean, yes, once it's out there, it's something we can point back to and say, "Hey, Twitch streamer, hey, you know, we're doing this game. There's this app. You know, are you interested in this kind of thing?" And you know that's useful, but missing the opportunity around the coin trailer itself just seems like a bit of a shame.
you're totally right. You're totally right. I often have too many ideas, too many grand ideas, and no sounding board by which to actually go dun, 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 dun,
let's
now
give
we're
that one.
talking about
Yeah,
something good, which I think
yeah,
today has been really useful for me.
good, good. I mean, I think that's it, isn't it? I'm quite. I get a bit like, oh, hang on a minute, we talked about something. Hang on, let's come back to that. Right, that's probably what helps is, you know, I can, you know, you can say a load of things. I'll maybe spot some of those things and say, well, let's have a look at that.
Yeah,
Um,
indeed.
okay, so that's good. And do I need to do a release on Live by the Spin?
I think so. So, but I'm not sure whether we do app release and competition or just app
Yeah,
release or just competition. I don't know. I I need to have a think really, and I'm a bit burned out. I need to get to the other end of next week.
if it were me, I'd because again, you get into the thing of too many messages, like yeah, and it, you know, what would be nice, of course, would be if this was in a slightly different order that you know you pay your daughter to do some of these things and her friends and whatever you would get a little bit of traction on it, and then we can sort of use the press release to sort of point to some of those things and say, you know, Indolent Games have released this app, which is obviously better than this, but a trailer to the forthcoming Clive is a good guy. The app allows by using the app, you can allow the app to take control over decisions in your day and not, you know, prevaricate or whatever, however we dress that up. And by the way, here's some examples of people using it, although deep linking to TikTok, I don't even know we could do. Um, that I think sort of trying to thread the competition into it.
Well, the thing is, we can release the app with the competition live, but only PR the app, and a
Yes.
month later we can PR the competition if we want. Like
Yeah.
nobody really knows unless like somebody picks up on it and it goes viral in itself, which is very unlikely to happen. And if it does happen, then fuck the release. We don't need it.
Yeah.
It will cover itself.
Yeah. Agree.
So I think let's
Agree.
just do the app and
Yeah.
people using it, and I'll find a way to get people to use it. In fact, I saw a video my daughter did of like she was arriving in Paris, looking at the weather on her screen, like screen recording the weather and then reacting to it in the taxi. And it's that kind of thing, that mix
Yeah.
of on screen to real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just need
I
to
think
figure that out.
yeah, I think that could be good. And you know, like you say, I think rather than sort of try and complicate the release by doing too much in it, because we've got, you know, we'll have what the fuck is live by the Spin? How does it relate to Clive and all of the other bits we want to thread in there anyway about Neil and what have you? So then to say, and there's also this competition, you know, just feels a bit like
I
we
mean,
could let people.
the other thing we could do is to actually release the coin trailer without the competition
Yeah,
anyway, and maybe have an email collector in it or something. But yeah, just focus on the app and then re-up. with the competition later. So like it's an update. We've done a
Yeah. And then we've got another push.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing to do. What should we think on it? I mean, I'm unused to sharing this kind of information, but I think we definitely shouldn't PR the competition.
Yeah.
We should PR the app and
The app.
using it like we did testing or something, and I can definitely get some people to use it, and then we'll release an update with the competition. I can't, like you say, like to make the splash.
Yeah.
Or is it bonkers to do that? Is it better to just release the hot? I don't know. Well, we can think on it. But I think in terms of the release, that's for me to worry about. In terms of the PR, the first PR, it's just about the coin trade. I also sent you the blurb on what
got it. Yeah,
what I've got, which was largely written by ChatGPT actually. With
yeah.
Yeah, so that's all cool. I think I'll also send you my the beginning of my Dice Man article, if it's just in case it still sparks anything, because yeah, I'll send you that as well. I mean, use or ignore is just like that's an article that I will put out on email and on Bellyfield. Not that many people read Bellyfield. It's kind of good for SEO to start doing stuff sooner rather than later. So that when people Google Live by the Spin, if they do, then it starts to come up because it's already been there, sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool.
Okay, brilliant.
All right, that's good. That's good. So I'll have a go at that sometime this week if I can, or early next week if not, and then just let me know whatever you need me to know before you go away.
Sorry I'm late. I was just making this stupid video, which I will show to you both. Actually, I'll have to share this screen. Hopefully, can you?
Low res and laggy, but I can see.
Can you hear it as well?
Yep. Jesus.
Obviously, it's very, very stupid, but we can. It's like an instructional video. You use the app and record a reaction, and it's quite easy to do. I think I haven't quite mastered it, but on TikTok, it could be a TikTok competition.
Is that something that needs to be built into the application itself?
No. And the way I'm thinking, we maybe want to delay the competition and try it with a TikTok competition first with a bit of advertising, then launch an update with the competition in maybe don't know. I'm just trying to think of the best way to make a bit of a splash with this, with Phil, and that was one of the things we were discussing, was whether to how to work with the competition and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't change our plan because we have to get this version right. But yeah, sorry, I was late. I was just sort of trying to figure out, because I could pay somebody £100 and get 10 really good videos of them doing some creative response to something in the app. It's just 2 shots, one screen record, one as a reaction. It could work quite well, I think. Don't know if that's just what today's thought is.
Yeah, I like the idea. Only concern is that it'd be, I don't know if everyone could record their screen. I think most people that use TikTok probably would know how to, but I know, I mean, for me specifically, my phone doesn't have like a lot of space left on it, so I don't have any screen recording.
Yeah. It's a shame it can't do it within the app, really, isn't it?
Yes, what a shame.
But anyway. Okay, well, what is happening? How's things at your end, Joe?
I'll do a share through, share sound, share screen. You see this? I wish it had highlight what you can see. So got this. So you'll notice here that there is. I'll do that again. So I've got it pulling the questions. There aren't many in there at the moment. It doesn't work well with no questions, but I'm trying to think what we need to do, because we probably want to have the preset questions in the winner list so that we can test against it.
Yeah, we do.
So that will work there. So there's a little gap at the start that I need to put something on top of while it pulls down the questions. We skip through. There should be something in here somewhere. That's not a great question, but that's from there. Question. Spin. This is busted. This is to be fixed. Brings. It did. You couldn't really see it there, but it's loading the first 2 characters instead of the character that you picked. So it's probably going to be something really minor. I just can't quite wrap my head around what's gone wrong. This is partially in, but obviously needs to be right. This is just the first 6 characters, then the last 3, so they're just in order rather than who's there. I'm just trying to get it in place, and these need to be silhouettes. That doesn't currently do anything. Needs to replace the button. So go in here, then submitting question. We should probably store these 2 things. So once you put them in, so we put in, and then we submit. That needs to go to a middle page, but currently I don't have whether it has been successful or not, because it just pushes it at the moment. So that question will come back down the next time I play it. But the Google Sheet works, as I was telling you this the other day, it works in a really odd way. So actually trying to check this stuff is tricky. So this will just play through.
Thing and vice versa.
And that puts us at the end of there, I believe, based on this. Oh no, I didn't actually share my entire screen, did I? Or did I? Can you see the picture that I'm now looking at? Right, yeah.
There's a later version than this.
Is there another one? I got on the wrong one. That will be not that. No. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I will go through that. But yeah, then we go back to the beginning. It does the same thing, and
Right, we definitely don't want any loading where there is stuff happening. Like if that glitches or delays at the front, it's much better to have like that text as a front page, which will be a button when it's loaded in with somewhere. If you're loading anything, then either do it and show it, or if you're not offline, don't even show it. Just
Yeah, it needs to handle that better. Because at the moment, like if there was nothing in the allowed group, it wouldn't do anything, which is a problem. But yeah, this needs sort of a front end something to happen.
yeah,
It could if we take out the ability to skip this front section, we can do it in the background. The problem is that you can, if you start it up and immediately skip the countdown, you get to the next section before it's had a chance to download the content.
right.
So we could tie it in there and just have it be hidden completely. But yeah, let me try that. That should now have pulled down, and the restart didn't work there for some reason. But now we should have eventually. Ah, shit, missed it. I just did it again. Yeah, but it's coming up with the one that we just pushed. So
Right.
it is throwing up and bringing down again. So that is working.
Okay. Maybe that's quite beautiful, isn't it? That would create a rush. Imagine. I don't know.
We can store.
Is that how it is at the moment? So it's uploading and downloading. So your question would appear in the list potentially.
So I mean, so I need to do this proper check because it's pushing whatever you put in at the moment, which will also do the, if you do an automatic grab.
Yeah, there's something about saving whatever you enter into the competition, having that loop, it being visible the next time around. It's really magic. It was something I was trying to get into conceptually last week, but I couldn't figure it out, and you've just done it in a way that we might want to consider having. Like the first question on the recycle is your last submission. I think would be really strong. I think it might also kind of be something slightly emergent in terms of using the app repeatedly. I think there's something there, and we should like make sure we don't miss it. Do you get what I'm saying?
We can store to allow for it sort of under any circumstance. We can, whether you submit or if you're offline or whatever, we can store the user's local submission.
Yeah.
And then just pull that as the first entry, because we can have a local series of just the things that you sent. So we don't need to use Drive to do that.
In terms of that concept, is there anything that strikes you, Taro?
If it works, I think it would be good. It would just be like the very last question they submitted. So I guess locally, you'd only have to store one question. And then if they enter a new one, the next time they come in, that would be the first question, if I'm understanding it right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it should also work like from the restart button. Your last question was not even submitted to the competition should be the first in the recycle list. It's just a really nice recognition of the loop, but it's changing. Like that's, I think, part of it.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice to have.
Let me think through that. So that would be.
You might just be storing the variable a bit earlier, kind of thing.
It is. It's more that we only see that question when you hit the randomizer button. So the first time you hit it, I need to not randomize it and instead pull a specific thing, and then after that, but it'll be doable.
Okay.
First question. next.
Interesting. So yeah, I think there's something potentially linking, something visual we need to do to link the two sections. I did it by accident on the video. Like there's a double, triple zoom of the coin, and then it just goes into the next thing. I think that could, I don't know, just something to kind of like pop interactively, visually to get us between the two sections. Don't know, that's just a random idea. Okay, well, that's all working quite well. In terms of the Google Sheets thing, Joe, and making sure that we can check without it like taking more than 5 seconds. Really, we want this wrapped up in 5 seconds, don't we?
Yeah, it takes less than 5 to do it. I think it's got a 3-second timeout on it, so it'll stop after that. Something like. It's not so much that I can't check it. It's just sort of figuring out the wheres and stuff. But yeah. It'll come soon.
Anything else from your end?
From me?
Yeah.
No, I've just got things to continue making work.
Okay, at some point I need to give you revised videos for the coin trailer as well. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm thinking about that other video. What's going on with you, Taro?
I was doing the Sano subtitles. I've got quite a few of them done. The first video, or the first clip, was 2 questions. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Is that me?
It might have been.
Okay, I'll check it out, and if I need to fix it, I will. Is the second question repeated, or is it all out of sync, basically?
Well, it's just there is. Hang on, let me look. There's 17 videos, but 18 questions, and
so it needs splitting into 2. So there's also the numbering issue. But I guess I'll just put a 0, 0 and a 0, 1.
The very first question was 2 of them that haven't been cut apart, but I've kind of just, I wasn't sure if it was intentional or not, because it's kind of like a short question. So if it's not, I can just
2 question screens.
Yeah, in one video.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
But if you want to start uploading some of them, I can send you the subtitles that I've done so far, and then
I have to start at the beginning, basically. So I need to get this done to you. I will check it out directly after this.
I mean, all you have to do really is send me the second question, because the subtitle file for the I've already done it for the first video.
Let me just send you so that you have all of the clips in the right order. So I've got to split part 1. So we've all got stuff to do, I guess. Can't remember what else was going on, but obviously you've seen the competition stuff, but we're probably not making an app right now. We'll just launch it and see if it gets busy. If it gets busy, we'll buy something efficient as we need it. But if it doesn't get busy, we'll just figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
So if you think, I mean, this might just be we'll look at it later. If we're not doing the competition in the app initially, will that require a redesign for, I mean, it will require a redesign for our flow if we're not doing that yet, if we're switching it to
we will minimize any fuss on that. And I would suspect if we didn't, then we still might want to do an email. Like if we launch it without the competition, we'd probably want an email collector at least.
Okay, so we'd essentially just replace that email entry with the competition entry with an email entry.
Give your email address or pay 50p. It's like quite a nice push to get an email because it looks cool anyway. Hopefully people like it, especially once we've got these TikTok videos. I'm a bit inspired marketing creative wise. So yeah, sorry Joe, I'm sort of off on my own ramble a little bit, but we'll give it we have to make it like we're making it, and then we'll cut it down if we need to. But I just need to figure out whether this kind of TikTok advertising thing could work.
I've never TikTok.
Sorry?
I've never TikTok.
Yeah, it's a bit busy and confusing. It's like watching two televisions at once in a way. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, but that is the thing. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So yeah, let's catch up in a bit, shall we? Do you need anything do you want me to send you this call, Joe?
Yes, please. Other than that, I just
so there's that local thing on the question which might be quite neat. I can't remember if there was anything else.